What are the barriers to improving recreational opportunities for youth?
Well, we came up with our main two, and one of them was cost of memberships, which leads to basically talking about why people got to pay so much to be in these, to go to these recreation centers. And our second one was location and transportation, which means we need to have a different recreation centers in different locations of Canton. And transportation is by getting there, because you know gas is shooting up to the roof. So
From the youth, we said that, of course, money being the issue, as always, because of not having enough money to either pay for membership, whether it be for membership or for just getting there. Another that we had was poor facilities. The youth, my group felt that the facilities weren't up to par, up to date, they're not wanting to go to these. And another was laziness, just not wanting to do anything, basically.
Why do youth start using drugs and alcohol, and why do they continue to use?
We came to the conclusion that youth begin to use drugs and alcohol because of peer pressure, as well as it being readily accessible to them. And they continue to use perhaps because they have hidden use where it's not recognized and there is no one there to intervene or no one knows to intervene.
Thank you. Youth?
Peer pressure was one of the major things that our group discussed. Peer pressure, stress, and depression, obviously. One of the main reasons that they may continue to use, and I think we all agreed on, was that media, the portrayal that they put behind, alcohol, and it's not a negative image for people that are watching it. They put it in a positive limelight and make it appear that it's so great.
What role, either positive or negative, does employment play for young people that are still in high school? Step to the side so they can see.
All right, well, my group said youth need to have jobs to stay out of trouble and do positive things.
Is that it? Just that one, or do we got a second one?
The second one is by having the job, they can purchase necessities. And when we say that, we don't mean like drug or alcohol like they were saying, but like school supplies, school clothes, necessities to go to school, to be able to be like other children in school.
Our group agreed with some of those things. We actually did pros and cons. So we said some of the good things were that it promotes healthy choices, which is good because if youth have something to do, they won't be running around the streets. If they have money, they won't have to sell drugs on the corner. So those are some of the good things. It also, it just keeps them busy. They have something to do. Some of the negative things that we said, we had some people who are mothers in our group, and they said that working can interfere with schoolwork, and that's true. I mean, I've been there before that. And also, the things that young people do with their money. Sometimes when they work, they don't do positive things with their money. They could still go drink and go smoke all the same. So those are just some of the good and the bad things.
What is respect? We'll start with the youth.
We said respect is treating others how you want to be treated, tolerate others, and the other one was the golden rule, but that kind of goes with the first one. Just treat how others you want to be treated. Don't disrespect anyone because you don't want to get disrespected.
Okay, the adults said that, and I think we looked at this question as what is respect, or how do you think about respect when they're talking about adults. So the first thing they said is that respect is addressing adult not by their first name, but by the name Mr., Mrs., or Miss, giving some title. Another thing that they said that was respect was just simply using good manners, excuse me, I'm sorry, etc. Not using biases or labels. In other words, don't think just because we have gray hair, we're old and that we don't understand. Don't put us in categories. And they said the same thing about young people. Just because they're young, don't put them in categories. The adults said, and this is a recurring theme, wear your pants at your waist. And the way it came out, wear your pants at your waist. The way it came out was this. The adults did not say sagging pants was disrespectful. What they said was that saggy pants to adults is disrespectful. So if you want to show respect to adults when you're in a place with adults, you wear your pants at your waist. The next thing they said, and this is how it all ended up, was if you want to show respect, you have to be aware of others' feelings. Someone mentioned about being in a Muslim country, and if you're in a Muslim country and women are expected to cover themselves and you don't normally do that, if you cover yourself in a Muslim country, you're showing respect for those people. And that's what we're talking about here. Finally, it says, if you understand other people, if young people understand other people, if adults understand other people, their culture, their heritage, their values, and their morals, then and act accordingly, you are showing respect.
What are students going to do with the education they are or are not receiving? Second part of the question, are they prepared to go to college?
We said that they're forced to, by law, to accept school as it is, whether they feel it's beneficial or not. That was about it for us.
And are they prepared to go to college? Did you guys have that one? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
We said that not prepared for college unless they apply themselves. The opportunity for college is there, but kids have to be informed of it.
Okay.
We talked about how nowadays people are getting scholarship for athletics and not really for academics. So you're talking about that really schools are like more focused on sports aspects and knowledge. So then like, you know, if someone can get like a free ride for scholarships like from sports, but then when they get to college they don't know no knowledge. So then, you know, like what about the kids who are smart, they don't get money for it?
And also another point we talked about, and we deal with this a lot at the university level, is that there's a difference between high school graduation and college readiness. And the other thing we talked about in our group is like really taking advantage of your education, because when you move from high school into the college realm, it's really an independent thing. It's no longer just go to third period, hang out with everybody else and do what you do. It's more along the lines of, okay, I'm moving towards this goal to be in business or a doctor or whatever. And so the students were looking at that like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to move forward and take steps to be responsible for my own education.
Have we become desensitized and immune to the violence in our community?
TV. Come on, you hit me. They gonna,
the answers that the youth came up with in our group, they said that they thought that the television, the desire for bling, to look good, gear, shoes, drugs, have desensitized the youth to violence, and that things matter more than people.
Wow. That's deep.
you break it down all
For the question, we said yes. Well, the adults said yes. Violence goes unnoticed unless it's murder, and we are now been accepting of violence as a norm. So, like, people are getting used to violence and can't do nothing with it. So,
Should we be talking about abstinence or safe sex